Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. I'm glad you could stop by today and join me. I'm Carey. This is a channel I created for women over 50 like me. And because I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach, often it is dating advice, and it is today. I want to talk a little bit about a client call I had this week with a new client, just starting with me because she's just back into the dating world and was thinking about, she wanted to talk to me about whether she should have some work done. And I had some thoughts and I wanted to share them. I also want to, before we begin, I hope you'll stick around for the conversation, encourage you to please leave a comment if you have a question for me that you would like me to weigh in with a dating coach's opinion on, or to offer something to think about, a different way, hopefully, of thinking about something. I hope you will leave those comments in the comment section. And if it's something that I think a lot of people probably are thinking, which is usually the case, we could do a whole episode about that. As far as this call with this new client of mine, let's get to that right now. I had a brand new client, coaching client, that I spoke with this week for the first time. And she mentioned that she's in her mid-50s and said, well, before I get out there, I've been thinking that maybe I wanted to have my eyes done. Do you think I should hold off on creating my dating profile and getting out there until after I've had the surgery and recuperated? What I immediately shared with her was that, I don't know, do you feel confident, or is this something that you feel is going to be such a distraction that it would hold you back from being able to focus on what's truly important in dating, which is letting somebody get to know you and getting to know them? And so that's my pat answer, because that is truly the most important aspect. But when I thought about it a little further, I had some other ideas on how I could have answered this question. I may have shared a couple of these with her, but I thought about it even further so that we could discuss it. And this is what I came up with. I did mention to her that dating in your 50s is not like dating in your 20s, because we don't look like we did in our 20s. We don't think like we did in our 20s. We've grown as people. We've had so much more life experience. And of course, this would show on your face as well. All these lines came from making lots of expressions over and over again. They've left their trace, their mark on our faces. I thought it was best if she was confident in those experiences and where she's landed, embracing those changes physically and on your face. It's just about being confident and accepting where you are in this life journey, and wanting at this point to share your experience moving forward with a new person. The next thing I was thinking was that often when women come back onto the dating scene in their 50s after not having been out there dating since their 20s, is that they forget where they are and how much time has gone by, and find themselves competing, not necessarily with younger women, but with this memory of themselves the first time they were out there dating. That was them in their 20s or 30s. We're no longer competing with anyone. We're competing, not even with ourselves. The point is to not be chasing after something that we had years ago, but to find satisfaction with who we are and what we bring to the table and what we have to offer. So to remember that this isn't a competition of any time dating. It truly is the most pure human thing to want to connect with another person. And it really is time in your 50s to leave all the nonsense and the competition and the worry and the lack of confidence behind, and just be in the moment as your true self. And then I want to talk about beauty a little bit, because not everybody is at the place yet where they do feel extremely confident with what they are presenting. You know how we sometimes get surprised by catching a glimpse in the mirror because we feel the same as we did in our 20s and 30s. And we forget sometimes that those years have gone by and that they are visible when we look at ourselves and pass a mirror and go, oh, right, that's who I am now. And that can get to some people. They wonder if this is a loss of beauty as these years have gone by. I mean, I'm not against changing things about yourself if something makes you uncomfortable or you really feel it would aid your confidence or something doesn't look the way you want to present it to the world. That's up to each and every individual. I'm not here to judge or to tell anybody they should or shouldn't make alterations. We know that I've done things. I've mentioned that I get Botox sometimes and I've had fillers. I've brought you along for that. I had my eyes done back in my 40s because they were starting to sag, and I felt like, why wait until I couldn't see over my lids? This is not me judging about plastic surgery or trips to the skin doctor or the esthetician. It isn't all about the way a person looks in like a picture when you see photos of yourself. Beauty really, especially beauty and putting yourself out there to meet new people, isn't about how you look to yourself in a photograph. And it's not about what we see in the media or in the movies or on the runway. Those are images of a person, and those are very objective ideas of beauty. It's what the fashion world, the designers, the people who are wanting to sell their products have deemed attractive right now, right in this very moment. And that is a constantly changing ideal of what beauty is, if you're listening to what they're describing or showing or holding up as an example of beauty. And yes, that can be measured by, if you've ever seen the articles that show that it's about symmetry, how far your nose is from this to that, the whole symmetrical equation of what your face is. And I can guarantee you that nobody is comparing your face to a diagram to see or determine whether you're beautiful. But I want to say that we are not just what we look like in pictures, because that's only part of the story. When you show up to meet somebody and get to know them and share parts of yourself so that they can understand who you are, you come with not just your face, but your expressions and your mannerisms and a lot of things that help you to communicate. The way your hands go, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something that's interesting to you. Somebody said to me the other day, you know, what I'm really attracted to in a woman is that compliment between her eyes and her mouth when she's talking or relaying something she's passionate about. And I thought, that's truly amazing. That's what beauty is to a lot of people. You're not just a flat image. You are a whole package of the way you laugh and the way you tell stories and what makes you laugh and the experiences you've had. So beauty is more than just skin deep, to talk cliche. I think when you're gauging who you are and what you're presenting out there in the dating world, you need to take all of that and realize that that's what people are seeing when they meet you, not just how much of your eyelid is showing. It's the whole package. And if you're doing the work and trying to be the best version of you can, that comes across as very beautiful. So she may or may not get her eyes done. That's a totally personal decision up to her based on how she feels about herself and what she's willing to endure to have back the eyes that look to her like they are her. And we're not here to judge, but we are here to encourage each other to go out confident, presenting the women that we are now. And I hope you will join me in doing that for the single women you know. I appreciate you stopping by today to see what I wanted to talk about. I hope you will subscribe and hit that ring bell so you're notified every time a new episode is up and live. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, thanks for being here today, and have a good one.